I think we can just jump straight into the video, need no introduction to be honest. I have made some personal ideas on how I can change Rhino's passive on this particular video, but I feel like I need to go back to the drawing board once again. It's not that the suggestion was bad, it's just that I feel like the suggestion could be better instead of just slapping in some movement speed and call it a day. The key idea behind fits thematically, but after some consideration, it felt shallow and doesn't really have a place unless it is actively forced into. Thus, I want to reconsider the idea. If you have no clue what I am saying, guess you can watch the video first. Every suggestion here will consider not only the theme of Rhino, but how it will sync with Rhino's kit and elevate them further, but not to a point where Rhino will be overbuffed via a low maintenance but strong passive. Only 3 this time, it will be short. First one. Expands an aura around Rhino up to 15 meters by each enemy kill or ability cast, and shrinks over time after 6 seconds. Enemies within are feared and take 20% more damage, 50% when damaged by either Rhino Storm or Rhino Charge. Function-wise, the aura starts at 0 meters and expands 0.25 meters per enemy kill or 2.5 meters per ability cast. The percent damage is multiplicative to other sources, and after 6 seconds of either not killing or any ability cast, the aura shrinks at a rate of 1.5 meters per second. The shrinking is halted after any kills or ability cast, and the 6-second cooldown is refreshed. The 50% by Rhino Storm or Rhino Charge serves to incentivize casting them in case of needing that extra damage. It is there for you to gain, but it is locked behind casting set ability, but not too much of an increase that basically asks you to always cast them. The theme of the passive and the name of it circles around Rhino's lore, how he was described in said lore. Enemies around him are feared of his existence, making them more vulnerable. Second one is simpler, nothing too fancy. Rhino gains 0.5 energy per hit from all sources of damage and gain 1 stack of perseverance each second. Upon reaching max stacks, slowly regains energy, decays slowly after not taking damage for 10 seconds. Simple, but not so much mechanically. It requires you to take damage in order to work, which is pretty much what Rhino does and rewards you plenty for doing it, but not to a point of infinite sustain. Third one, however, Rhino warms up his muscles as he moves, gaining additional speed on his actions up to 25%, decays over time when not moving for 2 seconds. Actions that are eligible: casting speed, movement speed, reload speed, and attack speed. The speed increases at a rate of 2.5 per second and decays at a rate of 5% per second. While the passive is simple at nature, but thematical and power-wise, it is possibly my favorite one due to it actually makes tons of sense on Rhino. Rhino's ability from charge to storm all requires the strong muscle of his to be able to execute. In order for Rhino to do all these things better, he needs to warm up his muscles first, and thus anything that relates to muscle movement are increased slowly over time, serving as an introduction to Rhino as a design team, provide a notable but not very significant increase to him as a weapons platform, improving his ability casting a bit, and makes the theme of Rhinoceros even more pronounced than before due to it imitates the way a rhinoceros or any kind of animals picks up speed. Not only this satisfies the requirement of a passive tying to one's kit, it also satisfies a requirement specifically for Rhino where either the passive will be too weak or too strong, striking a perfect balance while amplifies everything that Rhino does in a subtle way, while demanding constant maintenance from the player and rewards them plentiful for it. In my humble opinion, this is the perfect passive for Rhino. Not only it makes sense in the thematical design of Rhino as a frame, it is also not overbearingly powerful to a point that it affects the frame's viability massively, but not minuscule to a point that it might as well don't, emphasizing what Rhino is capable of and makes his team more apparent, elevates everything that Rhino does slightly and ties his whole kit together, including his passive, not just his first to fourth ability like his current state. And yeah, hope you all can get something out of this yapping. Let me know what you think about my ideas and the thought process behind it. See you all next time. Goodbye.